Hey y'all, I'm AdaKay, and I must confess, I'm a trial junkie. I enjoy viewing trials as if I was the seated juror. So grab a cup of java, get comfy, and join me as we hop into court. And don't forget to comment, like, and most importantly, subscribe. And if you're really enjoying the channel, please join our membership. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is festive day. It's a day that we get to share all of our grievances. Get it out before the holidays so you can have a fabulous holiday and not have a grievous on your heart. That's the way I look at Grievous Day. What, baby girl? My dog just started grieving. She gave me a grievance. She put her head on my leg. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Toy. Hello, everybody. I am kind of copying somebody. Not really. I didn't know he was going to do it. I was just on the Recovery Addicts page. Oh my God, he's so awesome. That was hot. Okay, so today we're just going to have fun a little bit. We may do a little court hopping. If there's anything to hop around into, but we are going to be talking about grievances and just have a fun day today. I have opened up the ability for you guys to come on StreamYard and be a part of the live. I am also getting ready. I'm setting it up to open up the phone lines as well. So you guys can call in. Yay! And participate. Today is a day of participation. Anticipation. There we go. Is open for calls. We are open today. Here's some rules. Number one, if you come on, you come on through StreamYard, you need to download it real quick and you must have a camera. You can call in if you'd like. No politics and watch the language. And then we're all good. Yay! Here is our festival poll. I put a flag up for my grievance. Yes, I had a grievance. And my grievance was, what is it up with you idiot drivers? Drive on the road appropriately and don't leave your freaking bright lights on all the time. And these pickup trucks with 6 to 10 lights on the front of them. Oh, hate them. Good morning, Miss Dawn. Merry pre-Christmas. We got 2 more days before the big day. And for those of you who have children and believe in Santa Claus, Santa, this is how we sign Santa. Yep, we can definitely wish definitely. Tomorrow I'm going to try and follow Santa. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And my ears are hot. That may help me out a little bit. Sorry. I got to get my phone situated. I just realized I got to turn the volume up because I think I had it turned all the way down. All right. Good morning. Let me see. Okay, we're good. So yesterday I went and spent time with my adoptive mother, the one who raised me. And we had a good little family gathering, short but it's what it is. And it was nice to see her. Very nice. She turned 80 years old this on December 19th. Yay! And she's still rocking it. And that's good. I am trying to get a hold of my interpreter so she can. Oh, yo, that's not how you do you. There we go. Got her done. Trying to do something here. I was on RA and he had asked if I had a Christmas miracle, and I started to cry a little bit. I was hoping and always wanted to say my Christmas miracle was my sister was still with us, but she's not. And I want to say for those of you who are grieving a loss of a loved one this time of year, it's helping me to, while in the moment of grief, reframe it and turn it into gratitude and be grateful for what we did have together. It's not easy, but I do it. While we're waiting for some grievances, I'm going to look and see what is going on in the world of content creators. See if I can. Oh, here we go. We want to see this. We do want to share this. I got to get my mind engaged. I'm trying to get my mind engaged. I apologize. I wish I could arrange this a little better, but I can't. It's locked in the way it is. Okay, we have Luguini Monagoni. I hate how I'm not guilty this morning. He goes, I'd love to say something, but I can't. What is up with all of this security? I guess he's had a lot of threats against him. Case one. Oh, I am still sorry. Yes, it will hurt. I'm sorry. Or through
24, charging with the crime of murder in the first degree and other
and
charges.
or through StreamYard.
Answer, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Your Honor, we have a copy of the indictment, notice of immigration consequences, as well as rap sheet. I believe the court has it. We give the court an extra copy and
Rap
counsel.
sheet.
Does the court wish that we be heard with respect to bail?
Well, what is the situation with the federal authorities? They have a security order on.
As we understand that we have primary jurisdiction, and we have been informed by the U.S. Attorney that they intend on allowing us to try our case first. So with respect to whatever goes on there, as the party with primary jurisdiction, the trial and the sentencing will take place here prior to anything that takes place in the federal system.
So that, what you just said, the answer is it's fine if we take custody today.
That I'm not sure of, because Your Honor signed a writ in which it says that we're going to return the defendant to federal custody. So I think that would be step two. I do think that logically, as the party with primary jurisdiction, the custody should be here. But I asked the court, in light of the court signing the writ indicating that we would return him to federal custody, that be done at a later time?
Well, I've been through this before, and if you do that, they will rate him right out of here. So I don't think I'm going to do that. But if you work it out with them, that we will take custody rather than us bringing them back for any proceedings, that'll be great.
We will make every effort to accomplish that, Your Honor.
But there should be some kind of detainment, and we know that.
Yes.
If their security order changes, there should be some mechanism that he's brought here.
Absolutely.
And then you can do that. All right, is there anything further?
Yes, Your Honor, we'd like to make a record, if that's okay with Your Honor. First, we'd request immediate expedited discovery in this case. The people have had this case for about almost 3 weeks, and that's more than enough time to gather as much information as they can give to us, especially now that we have 2 proceedings that we have to answer to, one of them being death eligible. So we are requesting that we get immediate discovery of the New York City Police Department and FBI and federal and state documents. And the second thing I want to make a record of, Your Honor, is I'm very concerned about my client's right to a fair trial in this case. He's being prejudiced by some statements that are being made by government officials. Like every other defendant, he is entitled to a presumption of innocence. But unfortunately, the way this has been handled so far, his rights are being violated. And as you know, Your Honor, there's a wealth of case law guaranteeing his right to a fair trial, but none of the safeguards have been put in place yet here. In fact, it's just the opposite of what's been happening. He's a young man, and he is being treated like a human ping pong ball between 2 warring jurisdictions here. These federal and state prosecutors are coordinating with one another, but at the expense of him. They have conflicting theories in their indictments, and they are literally treating him like he is like some sort of political fodder, like some sort of spectacle. He was on display for everyone to see in the biggest staged perp walk I've ever seen in my career. It was absolutely unnecessary. He's been cooperative with law enforcement. He had been in custody for over a week. He waived extradition. He was cooperative at all accounts. There was no reason for the NYPD and everybody to have these big assault rifles that, frankly, I had no idea was in their arsenal. And to have all of these the press there, the media there, it was like perfectly choreographed. And what was the New York City mayor doing at this press conference, Your Honor? That just
Good
made it
point.
utterly political. And as Your Honor knows, under Lauro v. Charles, the Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit has held it to be clearly established that these staged perp walks to the media, unrelated to a legitimate law enforcement objective, is unconstitutional. And I submit there was zero law enforcement objective to do that sort of perp walk. There's absolutely no need for that whatsoever. And frankly, Your Honor, the mayor should know more than anyone of the presumption of innocence that he too is afforded when he dealing with his own issues. And frankly, I submit that he was just trying to detract from those issues by making a spectacle of Mr. Mangione. And there are consequences to this.
Wow.
And I just want to put on the record statements that the mayor made publicly about my client. Nothing saying alleged, for example. And he said, I wanted to send a strong message with the police commissioner that we're leading from the front. I'm not going to just allow him to come into our city. I wanted to look him in the eye and state, you carried out this terrorist act in my city, the city of New York that I love. And he wanted to show symbolism.
Gag order.
He's not a symbol. He's somebody who is afforded the right to a fair trial. He's innocent until proven guilty. And the mayor was talking to jurors, future potential jurors that elected him. Those are the people that elected him, that he is talking to and calling this man a terrorist. So, Your Honor, I just want to make a record of this and put everyone on notice that this has to stop. And my client is entitled to a fair trial and the presumption of innocence. And we're going to fight these charges, whether it's in the state or federal, to the fullest extent. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, well, as you know,
Wow.
very little control of what happens outside of this court. But I can guarantee you, as I guarantee every defendant who comes through these doors that the defendant will receive a fair trial. And we will carefully select a jury if that time comes or when that time comes. But yes, we should expedite discovery.
Your Honor, the discovery in this case is voluminous, to say the least. I have never seen a case with such volume of evidence, aside from the issue of the quality of the evidence. I suggest to counsel, because we have a discovery portal, but given how much evidence there is against this defendant, it would be smarter if counsel could provide us with a 2 terabyte external drive rather than rely on the crashing of the portal. With respect to statement and identification notice, we will be giving that notice within the next 15 days. We're preparing an ADF. We'll do our best to expedite discovery, but I'll say that with redactions and with the volume of it, we're hoping to do it as best we can under, this is not a usual case in terms of the thousands of hours of video tracking and the like. And the fact that we're not only responsible for discovery in this county, but in Altoona, where the arrest was made and where several officers were involved. And we're in touch with those people, and we're going to get everything counsel's entitled to. As to other issues, I think a 30-day adjournment to see where we're at, and to, of course, counsel's aware of the various notices. We have notices as well. I take it that
I don't think he
counsel
liked
will
that. Look how he
abide by
looked
the
at that guy.
statutory limitations on their notices with respect to any notices they believe to be appropriate. As to counsel's record on the mayor, basically repeating what the mayor said, I don't know how that advances the ball. We will comply with our ethical obligations with respect to trying this defendant's guilt in this courtroom and this courtroom alone. Thank you.
All right, so
That's on them. That's on them. What the heck? Yeah, that's them. What are y'all doing? This isn't me. See how fast that is?
With redact those people, and we're going to get everything. Well, we will be aware of the various.
That's strange.
To do it as best we can under, this is not a usual case in terms of the thousands of hours of video tracking and the like. And the fact that as to other issues, I think a 30-day adjournment to see where we're at, and to basically repeating what the mayor said. I don't know how that advances the ball. We will comply with our ethical obligations with respect to trying this defendant's guilt in this courtroom and this courtroom alone. Thank you.
all right,
So you don't think he acted alone? So here we go with this mess. The only thing that makes me disagree with whether or not he did this is when they found him, he had all this stuff on him. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to see if and when. Oh, here comes a perp walk. Why they're doing it this way? I guess it's their own video glitch. It's not like he's sitting here smiling and laughing. Okay. I don't know why this is behaving this way. There we go. I don't disagree. Very much think others could be involved. Don't know if he did this on his own. Yep. I wouldn't disagree with that per se. Uh-oh, she's got a crutch. What happened to her?
No worries.
Poor baby. And here we go for the perp walk again that she's so adamantly disagreed with.
Thank you, Your Honor.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Happy holidays.
At least 10. 10 officers with that dude. Wow.
What's up?
Nope, we're not going there. Love you, lawyer, you know, but I don't want to. This is what she's adamantly against, and I don't disagree with her. This is huge. You got 1, 2 feds, 3, 4 feds, 6 feds. Seven, 8, 9. You got at least, good morning, Adair, at least 9 feds and the rest are NYPD. Oh, no, 10. Look at all that coverage on him. I don't understand. What do y'all think about the coverage? What do you guys think about him being that covered? Wow. Y'all, that's a lot of people. A lot of people on this dude. There's so many questions I have about that. So many questions. So today is Festivus. So here's my Festivus tree. I've made 1 complaint today. Actually, I made 2, but here's my Festivus sticker. If you have a complaint, put it down in writing, and I shall put a sticker on. What is your complaints? Let's talk. I have the cell phone number up, so if anybody wants to call in. I also have pinned at the top of the comments the link to my Discord. If you'd like to come on, I'd love to have you. You just have to have a camera. I do not accept anybody without a camera. Sorry, guys. I don't want any trolls. Anyway, in the meantime, we are going to go to this fabulous judge. I want to see this.
And that's on everything I love. I have not consumed any
I
alcohol
agree,
since
case
you
one.
put me on probation. Since we had this
I
last
don't know,
conversation, I have
Kathleen.
not put a risk.
To prove to the otherwise.
Germans have alcohol in there. So it's like y'all saying that I actually took a cup. I actually put it to my mouth and I actually drunk the alcohol while I'm pregnant. I can't stand here and let that go by and feel like it's okay. Because I knew I have not. And I emailed my probation officer when it happened, when it violated on my device.
How far along are you?
5 months.
She's consuming alcohol while she's pregnant.
How?
You're 5 months pregnant. You have positive alcohol usage on August 3rd.
No.
Am I reading Mandarin? I mean,
Ooh, snap.
right?
According to the device, yes, sir.
The device says that you're drinking.
There was hand sanitizer at my job, which I emailed my probation officer that day. It's not alcohol. That's why they took me out the register and put me on the floor.
It's a little
so I won't
busy.
be around anything that consume alcohol, which is the hand sanitizer at my job. And I let my probation officer know.
Sanitizer dissipates in a matter of a second. Once you put it on and you're done like this, it dissipates in a matter of seconds.
But they write down all the registers and stuff. I have not consumed any alcohol at all.
That's not what this report says. Not only does this report say that you're consuming alcohol, you have excessive skips while you're on probation as well. You
And say, lay down. Go place.
Your Honor,
hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, so April 4th, skip test. April 16th, skip test. April 18th, skip test. April 24th, skip test. April 25th, skip test. April 29th, May 2nd, May 15th, May 19th, May 22nd, June 2nd, June 4th, June
Ooh,
8th, June 9th,
woman,
June 13th,
you've
June
been a
16th, June
naughty
23rd, June
girl.
25th, June 26th, June 30th, July 2nd, 5th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 15th, 16th, 18th, and it goes on and it goes on as the day is long.
I was here on the 11th. I seen you on the 11th. We had court. And I said, I work at the register, and I explained to my manager that I had to step away from the register to blow into my device. So as soon as they understood that I'm on a case to where I had to step away from the register, then they had allowed to me, because I have 3 hours of window to blow into my device. So I had got that handled, which I told my probation officer as well. So I allowed my manager to understand to where I could keep my job, to where she can move me to a different department, to where I won't keep leaving from the register to go blow into my device, so I will not be late.
Not
That's
only
reasonable.
are you allegedly skipping, not only are you allegedly consuming alcohol, but you also have a prior DWI, felony DWI with a child from a year and a half ago.
Drug test, and I passed all my drug tests, so I'm just impossible, because I have, and you can go to, and they took my blood test and my doctors as well too, so I have not consumed any alcohol during my pregnancy or before my pregnancy. And when I stood before you on July 11th, I have not took any alcohol at all. That's the honest truth. And I saw you on the July 11th, and then after that, when I had found out I was pregnant, they took my blood and everything. I have not consumed any liquid of alcohol down my throat.
We have clinicians that evaluate you to determine what the best course of action going forward on this probation is. They've deemed, after doing all their research, that the best way moving forward is to put you into a residential treatment program.
Oops.
I like to follow the advice of the clinicians because they know what they're talking about. Not only, are they saying this, but you're also providing us with evidence as to why it's a good idea. You're saying you're not consuming, but I have concrete evidence that you are, and I have dozens of skip tests when you're not supposed to be skipping.
What
I
day
know.
was it say I consume alcohol? Because that's the day that I emailed my lawyer that day, and I was at work.
It's not a negotiation. That's what they're recommending, and I think that it's a good idea.
So that means I go 45 days, I lose my job, I lose my apartment, I lose my kids, might end up having a miscarriage because I'm in there for 45 days for something that I did not do. That's the reason why I'm back, because I have not.
So there's one other thing I could
Now
offer
she's
is
putting the
maybe
pregnancy on
Santa
him.
Maria. Have the clinicians considered that? Did they know she was pregnant?
The recommendation was a community residential program followed by social care. So,
They didn't recommend Santa Maria. Did they know she was pregnant?
So now she's saying she's high
Santa
risk.
Maria versus.
It's an outpatient drug residential facility treatment center for pregnant females. It's only pregnant females. She can get a bed there reserved for her, but they have to accept her into the program. It's common in felony with pregnant women, but I don't know what it's like here in misdemeanor if they even offer the Santa Maria Hospital, but it's supposed to help pregnant women.
Are you married?
No.
Who's taking care of the other kids?
Me.
You don't have any other person in your life?
Boyfriend, but
Okay, so you currently live with your boyfriend? So he's got, possession of the apartment, I would imagine as well. So you're not going to lose your apartment.
Apartment's in my name, not his.
Okay, as long as the rent is being paid, but my concern is that you're not consuming alcohol, especially while pregnant, because if you do, you're ensuring a lifelong potential problem with that child. I have evidence here that you're consuming alcohol. I have evidence here that you're refusing to blow into the machine like you're supposed to. And that's why we do these. Recommend.
I'm so sorry.
I know that you don't like it, but I'm sorry.
No, because I can't just stand here and just, I can understand the skill part, but the actually drinking alcohol, I can't stand here. And that's on everything I love. I have not consumed any alcohol since you put me on probation. Since we had this last conversation, I have not put a risk.
To prove to you otherwise.
Germans have alcohol in there. So it's like y'all saying that I actually took a cup. I actually put it to my mouth. I actually drunk
Ooh,
the alcohol
she is
while I'm pregnant.
arguing
I
hard.
can't stand here and let that go by and feel like it's okay, because I knew I have not. And I emailed my probation officer when it happened, when it violated on my device. I'm just national guy. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get him to understand.
I understand that you're upset.
I literally emailed her when the device was violated, when it said violation. I was at work on lunch trying to catch it before 8 o'clock. And that's when it said violation. So I'm trying to figure out, we have hand sanitizer everywhere on the registers. So that's where it came from. It have not come from no alcohol.
It's not hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer doesn't go into the actual tube that you blow into. I mean,
Your
I'm
Honor.
sorry if you,
Your Honor, would you consider if she meets the requirements for this Santa Maria outpatient,
of course.
would you be?
Oh, outpatient?
Yes, Your Honor.
No,
In light of the fact, like,
She's been on probation. We've given her the opportunity to do it on her own. And you're not doing it. So that's why we have this now as the alternative. And I always tell everybody, look, I will give you the opportunity to try it yourself. If you're unable to do it, then we're going to do it my way. And I know that you're not going to like it, but that's the reality. The reality is that we don't want you to consume alcohol, especially while you're pregnant. And I've got evidence to the otherwise. And so the only way is to do it our way. I know you don't like it, and I'm sorry, but that's the reality.
Your Honor, if I may, can I have the date that you say that she tested positive for?
Here, I'll give everything to you. If you want more time to take a look at it, just you guys hang tight, go take a look, and we can come back up here and talk. Don't leave. Otherwise, I'm going to issue one.
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay.
I think she needs to go bye-bye. Y'all,
What's up, everybody? Welcome in.
why do you keep popping up on every one of my feeds? Love you, dude. I watch you, but I don't need a copyright strike. Oy vey. Complaint number 2, YouTube. Oh. Kidding, guys. You guys need to, come on, interact with me. Come on, dude. Come on, y'all. Give me some complaints. I got to fill up my tree. I went and got that for y'all, and I found it in gold. My little Festivus pole. The little Festivus pole. Hi, Gabby. Okay, guys, at the bottom of the screen is my phone number, the hotline, the earner phone. And then if you want to pop on live, we actually have the StreamYard number. You can hop in with a video or audio and air your grievances as long as they're not political. Pineapples. Just popping in. Hello, Andoriel. You want to call in? Let me know. Just call in. I got it ready. I actually got everything ready. In the meantime, we're going to watch him. He's getting kind of spicy a little bit. Yes, he put him on hold. We ain't going on Ada. We ain't doing Ada. No complaints about me today.
He tested positive for cocaine and THC.
All right, Judge. Are you going to?
I mean, how can I let him go when he's testing positive for cocaine?
I've talked to him.
I haven't really seen him mad yet.
Last test was confirmed negative, Judge, or it was positive.
I have not really seen him mad. So if he gets mad on someone, get me the video. We're going to kind of hop around and watch things kind of be a little loose today. Hey, Rachel.
Your last test here tested positive for only THC. And now you're testing positive for cocaine.
Using, I probably been on my pants or something.
I don't want you to say anything.
I haven't
But
been using. I was just in here
everybody
Friday.
using?
Everybody using? What the heck is that about?
I don't want you to use alcohol or illegal drugs.
I haven't been.
And you just tested positive again for cocaine. It's not the first time. It's not the second time. Goes with you. Joseph, he'll pop up on tomorrow's docket, and I guess I'll reach out to you then, and we'll see how we go forward.
Stop talking.
I'll be in the
Of course.
courthouse, Judge, so I can just stop by.
All right. Thanks, Joseph.
Thank you.
Tell me about your guy.
So I spoke with him. We've been trying to work things out with him.
Get it.
Financial things like that. And I think just based on the amount of time we've already given him, I'm asking for the office.
Has he filled out the application?
Yeah, he did. We went ahead and got it done. And I spoke with him a little bit to understand what's going on. If he is able to work something out, he says he'll follow up with us down the road, but he understands for now.
Come up. Come up. Yes. Are you married?
No. You know your owner.
Who do you live with anyone?
I live with my girlfriend.
Okay. How much money does your girlfriend make a month? Do you need to, this is all the stuff that you've left a lot of stuff blank. You need to fill this out. I'll grant your motion, okay? But you're not done with this. You need to fill this out correctly. You've not filled it out. So I'll give it back to you to fill out.
I don't really know how much it's close to 1,500 a month. You know, that's what she's making.
I'll give it back to you to fill out, but we need you to, complete it, okay? I'll grant your motion.
Yes, sir.
All right, come on.
So essentially.
Was restitution paid?
We're not able to pay restitution. The state has-
No.
The state hasn't contacted the complainant in 2 years, Judge.
Question. Because here it says on 12/2, $250 restitution was due before the time served was offered.
I talked to Morgan. I talked to Morgan about this. Yes, Judge, and he's correct. The last time that.
Okay, here we go. All right. I'll put it on a tree. Dallas Grill isn't what it used to be. Galleria. Yes. Yes. You know what? I agree 100%. There we go. Putting it on the tree. Trying to put it on the tree. Yay! Got another flag. Woohoo! But my flag isn't sticking on there. I got to restick my flag. I got to redo mine. All right. The malls not being decorated enough for Christmas. The malls have lost the Christmas wonder. You know what? And I can't disagree more I can't agree with you more on that. Even though sometimes, there we go. There we go, y'all. We're getting there. I want to feel it. Oh, that's my shirt. Couldn't figure out what was rubbing my foot to my shirt. Oh, traffic. Number 3.
The complainant's been contacted in 2022, and we haven't been able to reach out again. We haven't been able to get in contact.
Have you attempted to reach out to the complaining witness?
We can reach out if you want us to. We can reach out.
You haven't reached out?
Since the last work we have from 2022, Your Honor. And so we can.
Oh, y'all. Here's a complaint. Tesla truck.
I mean, we reset this from 12/2 to 12/9 to 12/16, 3 different times, and not once has the complaining witness ever been attempted to be reached. Am I getting that right, Alex?
That's correct, Your Honor. Not since 2022.
This complaint was read in 2022 by Mr. Morse. And defense advice, and last time we approached regarding this case, we said that, restitution and to the plea. But defense has advised me that he can't pay the $250.
Oh
No,
my
It's
God.
not fair.
I mean, oh my goodness.
I mean,
The state attempts to get a hold of him again and just simply can't. Will that be okay for the court?
I mean, they have before. That's always been the,
I understand that. The complainant has not attempted to follow up and contact them and ask about the
they've
250.
never even reached out since the last 3 settings. I mean, I guess Alex, reach out to see if that's still correct, but I'm gonna tell you now, it's not fair that there's an accident, there's restitution, but he should be
I'm
made whole.
sorry,
and that's it.
Andrea. That's a
It
complaint.
can always be done through probation as well, but I mean, yeah, can you give me 2 minutes?
Yes,
Let me
sir.
see.
Yes, sir. So, Your Honor, I got a hold of the husband who said the vehicle was totaled. And
Come up, sir.
the amount that he told me is actually $500 deductible, and he's gonna send that document by the end of the day.
Okay,
So
it is what it is, but I'm,
436.
I'm going to read this because this is cool. And y'all can amen it. If you amen it, put amen in the comments. I'll put it as one of our complaints. Oh, wow. Somebody said Spotify Wrapped shows year review, but misses a whole month of listening to the history. Never seen a Christmas song on anyone's list. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't do electric. Oh, people were saying Wicked was just fine. It felt similar to any Marvel movie. It was entertaining, but generic as hell. I'm tired of everyone acting like it was groundbreaking cinema. I haven't seen it. Who has seen Wicked, and what did you think? That's true. Oh, stop justifying people's bad theater behavior. Oh, that's good. People being on their phones in the theaters drive me nuts. Now, I'll be all over my phone before the movie starts. I don't care too much about the previews, but as soon as that movie starts, put your dang phone away, y'all. Put the phone away. Be courteous. Don't be so rude. Be courteous. TV ads are one of the biggest complaints this year. For Medicare supplement plans are incredibly condescending. Oh, yes. I remember the day when I first saw a woman's sanitary product on a TV commercial for the first time. I was sitting there with my family. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. There's no anyway. The overuse by media of crisis. The problem that can be corrected by actions of intelligent people is not a crisis. Influencers. Oh, wait a minute. I'm an influencer. are annoying and all the promotions and ads. Okay, Rachel, I promote. I have ads. Is my ad bothering you? I try not to overdo it. I really do. I try not to overdo it. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. It's the YouTube. It's not the sponsors, it's the YouTube ads. Is that what you're referring to? Oh, okay, got you. Social media. Okay. Oh, this is one for meal. For me, excuse me. I hate it when you go to a grocery store and all of the fresh avocados have been squeezed. They'll sit there and squeeze them to the point that when you get them, they're half mush. Produce. Yeah, I hate it when you get something and you think it looks good, and then only to find it's been destroyed by somebody's roughly handling the product to see if it's good or not. That does bother me. What? Somebody's complaining about this one. I have something I want to say about this. Let me get it smaller. People needing straws and lemons for their waters at restaurant. Do you do this at home? How many lemons are in your fridge right now? How many lemons do you buy a year? Thousands? It's madness, Ted from St. Petersburg. Well, if you're paying for it, why do you care? If you're not, okay. I know somebody who always has lemons in their fridge, and I'm talking 5 or 6 at any given time. I'm deadly allergic. I don't have them anywhere around me. Straws, I always have a straw. Some people have a good reason for that. What's the price for like $2 and something? That's a good one. That's a good one. People not saying hello when they walk past you. You know, if someone takes a moment to say hello to you when they walk past, smile and nod back. It doesn't hurt you. They're trying to brighten your day. Oh, yeah. Oh, did you hear that? Cost of living. Oh my gosh, that's a huge one. We're going to put that on a red one. Cost of living. That's a good complaint, y'all. Cost of living. Oh my gosh. See, now that's starting to look like a tree. Come on, y'all. I love avocado, but my gosh, they are so expensive and half of them are bruised. Need to keep away from the customer as an expensive bottle of wine. Ah, okay. Thank you, Hacho. Yes, they're getting more and more expensive. Yes. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, but the problem with the small ones is I end up wanting 1.5 of them. Oh, no customer service anymore. There is no customer service anymore. And as one who spent most of her younger life in customer service, let me let the dog out. Come on, let's go. There you go. Bye. I forgot to turn the lights on, y'all. Oh. Uh-oh. There we go. I forgot to turn the lights on. Christmas with teenagers. That's interesting. Well, I will tell you, I am missing the wonder of a young child at Christmas. Cost of food. You pick up a $10 sandwich that was $8 last year. Or listen to this. You pick up a sandwich that's $10. That was $8 last year. The cashier turns the screen around and offered to add a tip. When I select none, I know full well that the cashier has labeled me a cheapskate for life. Of course, dining is a different story. Dining in is a different story. Yeah, that bothers me. You are standing at a register. You didn't make the sandwich. I order something I come in, I order something to be picked up. I come in, I pick it up, I go to leave, and they want me to tip them for standing at a register when they themselves are making full hourly wage, when the servers on the floor are making $2 something an hour. And they kind of give me this look like, one girl kind of went like that one time under her breath. And I looked at her and I said, ma'am, did you make the sandwich? No. Okay. Then why should I tip you? Because I served you. And I went, you get paid $15 an hour to stand here and push buttons on a register, which I think is too much money. At the age of what, 17? I think that does not deserve an extra tip. A tip is going above and beyond. It is not something you should expect. Have a good day. I really struggle with the tip situation. I tip my servers very well when they do a good job. I always will tip them the minimum because I understand I used to be a server. But when you do a good job for me, and I tell you I'm deadly allergic to citrus, and you say, okay, I'll wash my hands before I bring your drink out, that's going to get you a good tip. What is it with the children these days who start in the workforce who think they should start off at the top of the food chain? When we started, and I know youngins hate it when we do this, I did too, but in this case, it's a good point. When I started working, I got $1.25 an hour. Of course, minimum wage was probably that. And the highest paid for doing what I was getting paid to do was $2.10 an hour. And that was somebody who'd been doing it for over a year at that time. So you start off at minimum when you have zero experience and you work your way up. Now, minimum wage is what, $7 and something an hour, $8 and something an hour. And now they want to start off at $20 an hour. And they've never worked a register a day in their life. Excuse me, no. And I'm struggling with the minimum wage situation. So, hey, it's going to be mine. Let's see. Tips are expected now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of countries that it's an insult to tip somebody. Well, delivery drivers are different. If they're paying for their own gas and they get it to me in a very quick, timely manner and it's still hot, I will tip you. But when you bring me a pizza, see, I have a little trick. When someone brings me a pizza, I go and set it down and I look at it. And when I look at it, I put my finger on it. If it's cold and if it's not hot, or at least really warm, I'm not going to tip you very well. And if that was a problem in the kitchen, you tell me, and then I will call them and have it remade. I understand, Matt. You were right. You were so right on this, 100% right. That's because the minimum wage, if kept up with basically inflation over the last 40 years, it would be $20 an hour. I don't disagree with that. It's the expectation that bothers me. I think they should up the minimum wage. I really do. But it's the attitude. I get it. There is a person that was on one of these lives a long time ago who said that they were going to start a job. They got out of college and they were going to be earning $60,000 a year, where the person who works at the same business for 10 years was earning over 85,000, and he was pissed off because he wasn't earning 70,000. I'm like, you just get out of college on just a bachelor's degree and you're earning that kind of money with no experience? Be grateful. Ah, that's true. But that's a great comment, Matthew. Great comment. Oh, for delivery drivers, I never add the tip with my payment online. I give them cash. Good one. Always give cash if you can. Too many DoorDash fees. Yeah. Agreed. I guess I understand that it's really a slippery slope with the tips and the economy and minimum wage. It's just the attitude that bothers me. Yeah, this is true. There's some people who've been at their jobs for several years who don't even get $20 an hour. Matt, you're getting a lot of agreements on this. Underpaid? Yeah, overpaid sports professionals. That is a good one. So, Matt, what's your complaint? Give us a complaint. Look, our tree is getting there. Yeah. Yeah, it's just an attitude of a sense of entitlement with some people. That's mine. That's a good one for me. I always get upset about. The sense of entitlements. That is always a frustration for me. See, we can add a whole lot more. Toxic, how are you, beloved? Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody. We're doing a Festivus complaint session.
You know,
Comment.
Mr. Romero, sir, I want you to understand something, that Harris County, we have so many people here and we have so many accidents. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
We have car insurance for a reason. When you have, and when you're driving,
hello, Craig.
you're
Merry
expected to
Christmas.
maintain and follow the law. One of those is maintain liability
Alternate
car
Juror,
insurance,
good
because when you don't
morning.
and you get into an accident, there are very, very big consequences.
By the way, the phone line is open and the link to Discord is up. Anybody who would like to join today may.
Let's say, for example, somehow someone goes out, gets into an accident, and kills someone. Who do you think they're going to come after? Right. And they will get a judgment, and then just who knows what they can attach, who knows how much they can sue you for. And when that happens,
Hello,
you'll never
AJ.
recover from it. That's why for $40 to $50 a month, you get insurance that protects you in the event. They can also give you a lawyer to help you with these types of cases when there's something that happens. But God forbid something catastrophic
No, it's
really
not.
happens and ruins your life because of it. I routinely get emails where people come to me and say, hey, how do I get help
Yep.
here? I've gotten into an accident.
never
They're
said
suing me for
enough.
$50,000 and I now have to go hire a lawyer and I don't have any money to go hire a lawyer. What do? This is real life. This is what you do. Now, in this case here, there is a deductible of how much?
$500.
That's part of the agreement. So that's something that it was part of the agreement when they initially did this. So you're working, right?
Not completely, sir.
Why not?
Since because the winter came, we got laid off. So all I've been doing, I've been going to Home Depot, and sometimes I get hired, sometimes I don't.
Do you have an ID?
No.
Have you ever tried to go get an ID?
I'm not from
No.
here.
You're not a citizen, Judge.
Yeah, I got laid off because of the winter, and all I've been going to Home Depot. And sometimes I get hired, sometimes I don't. And that's the only way, what I'm saying, I'm able to, in a sort of way, maintain paying bills.
You have children.
Yes, sir.
How are you supporting your children, man?
But the same way. I'm going by Home Depot, sending them money to them because I'm not with them.
There are other ways. Find a trade. I'm sure that you have friends that are either carpenters, brick masons, something other where you can learn a trade, be good at it, make a name for yourself, and you can really make some money. Hanging out at Home Depot, waiting for someone that's not the one to find.
I mean, I hear you, sir. I hear you, but like you say, I've been going through like companies here. Trust me, I've been going everywhere. And my last resource, my last option is to go right there because, that's the only way that I can find something at the moment while I'm waiting for something to happen.
Judge, I'd like to see what documentation complainant can come with. So we can see the validity of that. If that is something that they're truly going to want as a condition of anything, we have to put it on like a probation.
I mean, it's
a trial.
Are you okay with bypassing that? Are you okay with bypassing the deductible and just going forward with it?
I believe so, Judge.
The problem is, Mr. Ramirez, how is it fair?
It's not fair.
Why? It's
not fair, sir. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm willing to like pay for my crime, pay.
But that's not what it's about. I get it. But the problem is now all you're doing is you're making your life more difficult in the process.
Sir.
The more convictions you get, the harder it becomes to get a job. And the harder it becomes to get a job, all you're doing is you're continually shooting yourself in the foot over and over and over. This life can be either a great journey or it could be an awful journey.
Yes, sir.
And the more convictions you get,
the harder it is.
Think before you act. Think before you speak. It's not hard. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. You need to realize that. Don't get into a car if you don't have insurance. If you don't have a license, don't get into a car. I will have jurisdiction over you for the next 5 years. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Stay. You okay with going forward?
Yes, Your Honor, we would be fine with the time served on the FSGI in exchange for the dismissal on the UCW, and we can waive rest.
And then as far as the weapon is forfeited, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the weapon will be forfeited. You're not going to get this weapon back. Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. This is going to go on your record, like I said, and it's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You understand? This can also have immigration consequences as well. If you're not a citizen, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. If you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail, it's only a matter of time before ICE gets a hold of you and you'll be stuck like Chuck in there. Do you understand? You better live with a freaking halo because you have a lot to lose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're going to take a break. I got my complaint thing filled up again. So let's scroll back and look at you guys. You're finally starting to dump some complaints. Yay. Attorneys with nose ring and purple hair. Shrinkflation. Do I want to know what that is? That means your proportions that you're paying for are getting smaller while the cost is going higher. I would say that would be a good complaint. Customers yelling at the cashier over something the cashier had no control over. I really hated that when I was in retail and customers would yell at me. And I'd sit there and let them yell. And then I'd look at them and go, ma'am, usually ma'am, I get paid to stand here and push the buttons. I have no control over the fact that the sale ended 3 days ago and that you were unable to get here. I can't fix that for you. My apologies. Organize your time better. Ordering a cup of coffee, i.e. an extra large, but they only fill it to the large portion. Yeah, that irks me. And I tell them, keep filling. I paid for more than that. So, here's medical professionals. I saw that and I kind of clicked and I was like, that must be something with the credit card company. But medical professionals, when you use a credit card, sometimes have a tip section. Self-checkout. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of complaints about self-checkout. And sometimes I think self-checkout can be very, very effective and very, very good. You only have 1 or 2 items and you need to get out of there. I'm good for it. But what bothers me is the slowness of self-checkout. And we had this talk yesterday with my kids. And we spoke about that because my future son-in-law has worked at the local grocery store for buku years. And he was even up in management. And I would always, he did a lot of the self-checkout stuff. And when I saw him there, I go and get in his line. My stickers are not staying on, guys. They're falling. They've fallen. They're not sticking to the metal well. I didn't plan this very well. Every time I put one on, one falls off. Let me see. See? Yep. Every time I put one on, one falls off. Come on. Dude. Work with me here. So anyway, for me, they move. See, every time I put one on, it's falling off. For me, it's the machines are too slow. I'm old school and I used to be a checkout person, and man, I can scan fast and they move so slow for me. So slow. And then it's just hard to fix when there's an issue and you got to wait on somebody to come help you. And AI for everything. Oh, AI is driving me crazy. You don't even know what's real or not real anymore. AI is just taking over. Shrinkflation. Yes, this is so true. When you pick your own food and you take care of yourself, and they still want a tip. Cost, yeah, we talked about this thing is not sticking well. I can't pull one, 10 of them want to come up. Customers treating cashiers poorly. Y'all, be nice. Those people, if you're having a bad day, you're one in about 30 who's taken out their anger on that cashier. I kid you not. Daylight savings time. A lot of people are talking about daylight savings time. And I think that they may get abolished, so I'm being told. Oh, these are not sticking, y'all, and it's starting to piss me off. Why are you not sticking? You're supposed to stick. Subway footlongs aren't a footlong. Yeah. Coffee portions. Bad parents. You know, it's really, teachers are getting so tired of parenting your children. They're there to teach them. They're not there to be their parent. If they want to be a parent, they'll have their own children. They're there to educate your children, not teach them how to be good, how to do everything in life. Tips for fast food workers aren't going to the employees, but the owners taking them. I didn't know that, toxic. Yeah. You know, when you go to a buffet and somebody is paid to clean your table, they're paid hourly to clean your table. They're not getting service wages, and they still want a tip. Or they sneak it in when you pay with your debit card. Yep. Well, I think our president-elect is going to be doing away with that. It's my understanding. You know, this is irritating me. Do you know what's irritating me? Things that are supposed to stick that don't stick, that just start falling off. You're supposed to stick. You're supposed to be sticky. You are not sticking. And there's no reason for you not to be sticking. These are falling off. I can barely keep them on. See? Barely keep them on. Alternate chair's a new member. Woo-hoo! Oh my gosh. Thank you so very much. You are awesome. I thank you for the blessing. I really, really do. Yep. Alternate juror, you want to hop on? The link is there. It's pinned at the top of comments. Come on.
You're giving up the right to appeal, so once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. You cannot change this. You understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offensive failure to stop and give information? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty, sentence you to the 3 days in jail, credit for the time
Almost.
that you've done. Is it 2 days? 9 days in jail.
It's a nice poll.
Credit for the 3 days that you've done. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Right, thanks, Phil.
I'll try and
And thank you.
put it where you guys can see it a little. We'll add more later.
Your Honor, for please.
It's early.
Good morning, Mr. Curry. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Curry, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're also charged with criminal trespass. Is that it? The agreement looks like you've worked out is they're going to dismiss the criminal trespass in exchange for your plea on the theft. It's 35 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. Is this how you understand it, Mr. Curry?
Yeah.
It's time, sir.
I know.
Is this how you understand it? It's not time
It would
served.
be a great
You still
treat
have a
if
little
she
bit
hopped
more time
on.
to do.
No, he
Love to
has
have her on.
something maybe written up separately. We did it.
I have 35 credit for 2.
Ah, yeah.
He has
I know that
35
story.
days
I don't know.
credit for it's
Here's a complaint. Why do we wives Hus- Husbands, listen. Why do we wives have to clean the house from stem to stern in anticipation for Christmas and guests, only to have it destroyed in a matter of 24 hours? And then we are expected to then again re-clean the house and get it in order, while said husbands sit on the couch watching football or go hunting. Now, if you bring me back a freezer full of meat, we're good. Otherwise, we ain't so good. Just a thought.
It's weird because it was in the theft, but they didn't credit him for the,
We're pleading to the theft, right?
yes, we're playing on the theft. And, it was,
So it looks like the original offer was put in was for 3 days time served. For some reason, the plea paperwork was filed incorrectly and says 35 days.
AJ, I haven't heard from you or Carmen in a while. I thought I'd done pissed you off.
We're gonna refile that.
She wanted,
Because husbands don't do enough. Why do men ignore? Why do men? Never mind, I won't say that next part. Why do women clean so much? Because we have a lot to complain about.
okay,
okay, well, stand down and then.
yeah.
Yeah, because it only says 2 days in apply.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
They're gonna have to redo it. Yeah, for sure.
Really?
All right, so we're back, Mr. Curry.
That's amazing.
So
And for those of you husbands who do help, we thank you so very much. Now, I will say in my marriage, I was a stay-at-home mom. He worked a lot of hours. I did not have a problem with it at all because that was my job. But there are people out there. I'm just saying, if it's reversed and the woman doesn't do anything and the man does, she's in the wrong. Partners, be kind and help each other this time of year.
the agreement that you have worked out is 3 days in jail on the theft, where you're facing up to 6 months and or $2,000 fine, credit for the, you said 2?
Okay, that's what the.
Yeah, it's 2 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. Mr. Curry, you need to understand, at some point, they're gonna hit you with a felony if you continue to pick up these cases.
like this?
Do you understand? Then you're facing years instead of days.
Look how he's standing. What is it with people who stand like this? I can't even get my head up that high.
As part of the agreement, they're going to dismiss the criminal trespass. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you cannot take this away. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How to plead to the offense, sir?
Oh, good.
I will find you guilty, send you to it, and good luck to you, sir. Thanks you. Good morning, Ms. Torres.
If
Ma'am, you-
I owe y'all an apology. If my phone, you tried to call and I didn't get it, for some reason, the button for silencing was on. I don't know why. I didn't turn it on. Phones, that's a complaint.
You're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
Oh, yes.
You've worked out an agreement where they're offering
I do
you
understand
a
alternate juror.
deferred adjudication. This is a great deal. You know, if you can complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record, which is really important, you know. But you need to understand that you give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement. And if you complete it successfully, like I said, you don't end up with a conviction, but if you do something to violate this agreement, we issue a warrant for your arrest. Shh. We put you in custody, bring you back out, determine if you violated it. And if you did, you're looking at an entire year in jail. You understand? To complete it successfully, you must do a thinking for a change. You must also do an anger management class. You must also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess further conditions, you must fulfill them. No threatening, harassing, or abusive contact with the Derek Michael Waters and Ms. Mendoza. Do you understand? Like I said, if you violate this, we issue a warrant for your arrest, and then you're looking at a lot of time in jail. I'll make you a deal. If you do well,
Aw.
you get all your classes done.
I'm
If you're
glad
nice
she's
to everybody,
working, but that
we
sucks.
can perhaps
It's a mom.
take you off in half the time. You could be done in 6 months if you get everything done quick. And most of all,
Here is one of my biggest complaints. 2 shoppers have a cart reunion in the middle of the aisle. Sorry to interrupt your third debate about your least favorite child, but I want to grab some pickles, please. Y'all, pull to the side and be courteous to those who are shopping. If you're going to sit there and talk, I have no problem with people catching up, but be mindful of those around you. And if you are blocking them from accessing something they would like to purchase, and get the hell out of there. Just saying.
well, be nice to everybody. Which thinking for a change did you want?
Sort of a standard one, if that's only 3%.
Toxic, we love you. Happy holidays. Be safe.
So I guess just do the smaller one. Yeah.
I voiced,
Right.
I don't.
It's a
I
big
don't
deal because
text.
there's the
I get
long thing for change,
motion
which
sickness
is
if
4
I do.
months. And then there's the smaller one. So we're not asking much. You
Cookies,
also
nugget.
understand there's no weapons and you cannot consume alcohol or illegal drugs as well.
This was.
How old are you, man?
How old are you, Judge?
How old are you, man?
are you?
19.
Okay. Did you graduate from high school? Did you graduate from high school? Okay.
No, sir, and yes, sir, to the judge.
So what are you going to do with yourself?
Oh, good lawyer.
What are you going to do with yourself? Shh. You're 19. You didn't graduate from high school. Where are you going?
I'm trying to go for it. I've been working right now. I'm in a promotion of getting my GED.
I'd like to make that a condition as well. Please. Guys, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, we're okay with that.
That's probably one of the most important things here. You cannot go through life without having your GED. You will make pennies to when anybody else is making $1. It's a proven fact. You have to have at least a high school education. You have to know something in this life. Knowledge is power. Don't rely on a man. That man may never be there in the future for you. And if you don't have a skill, if you don't have a trade, if you don't have a career, you'll be penniless and life sucks without money. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Good for you,
All right.
Judge.
So what I'm going to do is within 3 weeks, we want to see that she's signed up for a GED class. I'd like to keep it here, or I'd like to keep it close so that we can like seriously monitor her. I'm going to monitor you myself because I want to make sure that you're at least getting your GED.
Yes,
It's
sir.
extremely important. Do you understand, Ms. Torres?
Yes, sir.
I will waive all your costs for everything that I can. It's never about money. It's about you doing what you say you're going to do and staying out of trouble. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your
I
accusers.
like him.
If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, once you are in with us, you're signing a contract with us. And I'm going to tell you now, I will hold you to this until you get your GED. And if you start playing with us, you start toying with us, we can amend it, put you in.
This is a good one. Why is it there are no job requirements to run the government or run a government agency? But if I want a job at Outback Steakhouse, I need at least 3 years experience. That's good.
Take you back out until
like that.
you take us seriously. No dope, no alcohol. Get your GED.
Okay, I'm going to take a comfort break. I'll be right back.
Give me questions. If you ever have a question, if you ever have an issue, all you have to do is tell us. And here, you have to be able to talk with us, tell us what's going on if there's ever a problem. If you just take off and you blow us off, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. You will end up going to jail. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to hold you to this until at a minimum you get your GED. You understand? How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty? How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty. I will withhold that for a year. Get it done, make us proud. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gill.
Yes, sir. You were just going to do this plea a couple weeks ago, and Your Honor,
You don't
PTI.
have to say anything else.
Okay,
If
okay.
it just doesn't work, it just doesn't work. I mean, you know, Ms. Rochelle, you're old enough to understand that actions have consequences. And then when you do this, this is a lifetime action, you know? You cannot come back in this future and say, you know what, I changed my mind. I've got buyer's remorse. I want to return it like I want to go to Target. You know, once you plead guilty, that's it. Goes on your record. And there are consequences. You get pulled over, an officer's going to see this. You have the smell of alcohol, you got the smell of dope. What's going to happen? You have to be conscious. And what we're doing today, the proverbial slap on the wrist, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine the accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged, read in open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeals, is what I was saying, that once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. Do you understand? Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, guilty or not guilty? You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. But like I'm telling you, this can be used to enhance punishment in the future. From now on, you will be looking at a second DWI if you pick one up. And from now on, it's up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine, not to mention a minimum of 30 days. Do you understand?
Yes, I too am sending
All
my
right. How did you plead? Guilty
holiday
or not
wishes
guilty?
to
I will find you guilty and I'm going to send you
AJ
to
and
3
Carmen
days in
and your
jail.
entire
I'll
family.
give you credit for
We
the one
so
day that you've
appreciate
done. I'm going
friendship.
to suspend your license for 90 days, ma'am. Do not drive until you get a
May this
license.
holiday be a good one, y'all.
Now,
Merry
the
Christmas.
other thing that you need to understand is DWI is extremely big business in the state of Texas. And when you pick up a DWI, there are surcharges in the amount of around $3,000. If you have a 0.15 or above, it's $4,500 that you owe. And if you don't pay it, you don't get a license until you do. Do you understand? On a second DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge, not to mention court costs. So you pick up a second DWI, you could be looking at around $7,000 in fines and fees when you walk out of here. So what I'm trying to tell you is one button on a phone, one button, wherever you want to go, they'll take you wherever. You understand? Where do we go from here? As far as surcharges and,
Michelle's currently not working. She just got evicted from her apartment actually, and we'll be moving back to Arkansas, back home. So we have to have surcharges.
Are you working?
No, I recently lost my vehicle, so I'm not able to.
Sorry, guys.
Which is why I recently got evicted, which is why I can't get the PTI. So I have to, got the letter.
Are your folks around? Okay, go back. Go back. There's nothing wrong. You know, when I graduated law school, I was what, 30s? I went back to my folks. I lived with my folks until I saved money, ton of money, and I was to be able to get something else. There's nothing wrong with it. Go back, get on your feet, and be the best person you can. But that's what it's about. You know, there's nothing wrong with going back to live at your house. Really. I did it, and we all do it, you know? All right, I'll waive your surcharges. I'll
Wait
waive
a
the
minute.
court costs.
Not every parent will, Sensei, come on, please. Not every parent will allow that. My parents said, When you graduate high school, of course, they told me this 2 weeks before my graduation. When you graduate high school, you have 2 weeks to either find a place of your own or join the military, but you are out of here. You are an adult. You will take care of yourself. Our responsibility is done. You take care of yourself. I survived somehow.
You're not going to go anything when you roll out here.
And
The only thing that we ask of you is to
never
think
get to go back.
before you act. Think before you
I
speak.
did go back for
because
a
God
week and a
forbid you
half
make some
between
kind of
moves,
mistake that's so
but
catastrophic.
I just
that
had a week and a half.
You can't go back from mom and dad. All
But
right.
could not go
Good
back
luck.
and live
Hey,
in
Judge.
stay.
How are you?
We're never
What's new?
allowed to return
Not
home
much.
no matter
I'm
what.
just trying to get through this week because I am going on a trip next week.
Nice. Where are you going?
We're going to France, Iceland, and Denmark.
Oh, we've seen this one.
Please, you're free to go.
Oh, bummer.
Okay. Good morning.
We've seen this one. I think we joined it in the middle of the day, but we did remove the wrong one. Oops, my bad. So we did see that one. I apologize, y'all. I remember her telling him about her vacay. Oh, breaking news. The suspect in the United Health CEO unaliving faces terrorism charges in New York. He pled not guilty to that. That's what I wanted to do, y'all. I wanted to do this. Hopefully I don't get a strike, but if I do, oh well. Don't think I will. But I want you to, I really, every year I watch the Queen of England Christmas message, and I see that the King of England is changing a little bit the protocol. Why did that have to do that? I'm getting tired of that. I got to figure that out. It keeps reverting to something I don't want. Why do I not have sound? Okay, what are we doing here?
Which was one of the bigger hospitals in London until it
That's
closed.
not what I want. Dag nabbit. Why is that? I want this. Where's the king's message? I guess it's going to play Christmas and not today. Dag nabbit. All right. We'll figure it out. Yeah, what is the thing? Explain. Let's talk about professional jurors. How can you become a professional juror? I don't understand that. I don't get that. This is new.
Defendant Zachary Vizella. Now, he's charged with murder for the stabbing death of his brother's pregnant girlfriend. The victim, Brianna Welsh, was 3 months pregnant when she was
Here we go.
Defendant Zachary Vizella. Now, he's charged with murder for the stabbing death of his brother's pregnant girlfriend. The victim, Brianna Welsh, was 3 months pregnant when she was found stabbed to death in July.
A maintenance worker found Welsh's body in the apartment that she shared with her boyfriend, Brendan Vizella, and his brother, Zachary. Welsh had cuts and stab wounds.
Now, a big part of the case centers around what happened hours before Welsh was murdered. That's when she had reported her boyfriend, Brendan, for a domestic violence attack. She was treated at the hospital, then sent home. Her boyfriend was arrested and was in jail at the time of her killing.
Police arrested Zachary Vizella after record from a key fob indicated that he and the victim were the only two people in the apartment when she was stabbed. Police say they found bloody clothes and a knife from the apartment in his belongings. Vizella eventually admitted to being in the apartment, but he claims he never saw the victim and that he did not kill her.
Yeah, he told a series of lies to the police, which he eventually admitted to. Now, this morning, we're bringing you a bond hearing for the defendant, Zachary Vizella. This hearing held earlier this month. Let's pick up the hearing from the start as the prosecutor goes over the allegations against 26-year-old Vizella.
How was
asking that you hold this defendant without bail. He's charged with first-degree murder. Just to give your honor an understanding of the case and the facts, on July 30th of 2024 at approximately 11:12 in the morning, the Lynn police responded to the apartment complex located at 254 Linway after the victim of this homicide, Brianna Welsh, reported that she had been assaulted by her boyfriend, who is actually this defendant's brother, Brendan Vizella. While the police were on scene, Ms. Welsh was upset and crying. She told them that she did not want to press charges against her boyfriend, but she did want to go to the hospital. She indicated to them that she was 3 months pregnant with Brendan's child and wanted to make sure that the baby was okay. She was transported to Salem Hospital, where they determined that she and the baby were fine after completing an ultrasound. The Lynn police returned to the Linway apartment that Ms. Welsh resided at with her boyfriend and arrested Brendan Vizella, this defendant's brother, at 2:20 p.m. on the 30th. Due to Massachusetts law requiring a mandatory 6-hour hold on domestic violence offenses, Brendan Vizella was not able to be bailed by a clerk until approximately 8:30 that evening. Ms. Welsh arrived home to the Linway apartment at approximately 6:10 p.m. on the 30th, based on information received from the cab company that dropped her off, as well as key fob entries into her apartment. The Linway building is a relatively new building and actually utilizes key fobs for residents to gain entry both to the building itself as well as their individual apartments. So there's a key fob system that actually records every time an individual apartment door is locked and unlocked, as well as a key fob activated to utilize to enter or to lock that particular door. On July 31st, the following morning at approximately 8:30 a.m., Ms. Welsh's mother contacted maintenance at the Linway building to ask them to check on her daughter. She indicated that she had not heard from her since around 5:30 p.m. on the 30th, before she actually left the hospital, which she indicated was unusual for her daughter. She also later told investigators that she had not seen her daughter active on Facebook Messenger after that time, which she also felt was unusual. Maintenance workers entered Ms. Welsh's apartment at 8:57 a.m. on the 31st, and that's based on data obtained from the key fob system. They found Ms. Welsh unresponsive on the floor of the single bedroom in the apartment with apparent stab wounds. There were no knives or weapons located around her. The medical examiner ultimately determined that the cause of death was sharp force injuries after an autopsy was performed, and informed investigators that Ms. Welsh had multiple potentially fatal wounds to her torso area, as well as 3 stab wounds to her back. She also indicated to investigators that the wounds that the medical examiner observed were consistent with a steak knife based on the paths and the sizes of the wounds. Investigators were able to determine that Ms. Welsh used her key fob to enter the building at 6:10 p.m. on the 30th after she returned home from the hospital, and then unlocked her apartment door with the same fob at 6:15 p.m. Thereafter, the apartment door was unlocked from the inside at 7:50 p.m. and locked again 1 minute later. Then the door was unlocked from the inside again at 8:15 p.m. and locked at 8:16 p.m. from the outside using one of the key fobs that was assigned to Ms. Welsh. The apartment door was not opened again until maintenance workers discovered Ms. Welsh the next morning at 8:57 in the morning. Brendan Vizella was also not released from custody at the Lynn police station until 8:32 p.m. on the 30th. And he was tracked on various surveillance cameras throughout Lynn as he walked from the police station to his cousin's house at Huss Court, where he spent the night. Brendan also did not have a key fob in his property when he was arrested. So the evidence was clear that Brendan did not return to the Linway apartment building after he was arrested on July 30th.
Still with us, criminal defense attorney Jack Rice. All right, Jack, how do you defend this? Because the key fob records show that the defendant brother was the only one in the apartment at the same time as her. Maybe I could argue the key fobs were stolen, etc. But here's what we know from the incident report and some of what we just heard. Kitchen knife was found with him, a pair of shorts presumptive for blood with him, and the 2 lone working key fobs found in his stuff. What kind of defense do you mount?
Oh boy, it's that last one you made that actually is the most concern to me is the 2 key fobs. The fact that the 2 working key fobs are in his possession. And if you listen to what the prosecutor just laid out, first of all, she's the one who opened that door, apparently, when she allowed somebody in. And when somebody left, obviously not her, they took hers and maybe the other one too. So that's a real problem. This is going to be difficult. You're going to have to argue something else, that there are more key fobs potentially, that there was some other person. You're going to have to find some other alternate perpetrator. These can be extraordinarily hard. When I first start with cases like this myself, one of the first things I'm looking at is a bail argument that we're seeing right here. The standard for that is this: you're going to say that this person is a danger to society and that they're not going to reappear. And so
This is interesting. Have y'all heard about this case at all? I had not. Okay, this is something I wanted to see. I shouldn't have done what I just did. My bad. This, I hear, is good.
5929FH for sentencing on a resisting obstructing, a 2-year maximum with a guidelines range of 0 to 17.
We are doing some court hopping.
After a delay of sentence, counsel, you want to state your appearances for the record?
Melissa Goodrich, Blaine County Prosecutor.
No, not yet, for Mr. Ruber. All right, and have you had a chance to review the report and recommendations? We have. Any additions, corrections, or scoring challenges? None. Ms. Goodrich, any additions, corrections, or scoring challenges?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you want to say on behalf of Mr. Ruber?
Of course. For Mr. Ruber, Judge, what I will say on his behalf is that he's been a very pleasant person to work with. I know that we always have an uphill battle from the defense side when there was such a long absconding period. I'm sure the court wants to know what Mr. Ruber was doing.
Other than committing a felony in Florida.
Right. So part of what I wanted to bring up is that, right, was that he did have that probation sentence out of Florida. It does appear to me that he successfully completed it. I don't at least see anything to the contrary. Normally there is a pretty clear demarcation that, someone was unsuccessful or terminated unsuccessfully, et cetera, et cetera. I don't see that, so I have to assume that he's completed successfully. I do think that's a positive, not the new criminal behavior, but the fact that he completed community supervision is and should be considered a positive by this court. What I would also let the court know, and I think the PSI alludes to this a little bit, is that Mr. Ruber was obviously struggling at the time that he was placed on this original probation sentence, struggling with both drugs and alcohol. Struggling with figuring out how to parent a child, figuring out how to, be a partner to another person, another human being that's also struggling with drugs and alcohol. Unfortunately, Mr. Ruber made a decision to leave Michigan. Unfortunate for him legally, I think very fortunate for him personally, because as he and I have talked about, and his mother has written a letter to me at this point. Everyone is very convinced that if he would have stayed here, he would be dead. And so I'm thankful that he is not dead and that he is alive and before us and here to be sentenced. Judge, he did lose his partner December 23, and I think to her addiction. And I think, if anything, that was a real wake-up call. I know that's sort of a cliche thing to say, but for him, I think it's true that opened his eyes and affirmed his path going forward. And I hope he stays on this path. I think that he's a very nice guy. I think that he has a lot of positive things going for him in light of some of the negative things that are in that PSI. I think this court should sentence him as though the delay never occurred. So I think the court has to wrestle with, well, what would the court have sentenced him to had we not gone through all this time? And so I guess that's my question for the court is what is fair and under these circumstances. I would posit to the court that 60 to 90 days would have potentially been a fair resolution at the start. And so that's what we would ask for now, understanding the recommendation. But nonetheless, Mr. Ruber is he's here and he's accountable for his actions. He knows that he's made mistakes and he wants to move forward and do better. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. Mr. Ruber, you don't have to make a statement, but it is allowed. Is there anything you want to tell me? Some people.
Oh, yes, thank you, Your Honor. The defendant is 35 years old. He has no prior felonies, 5 misdemeanors. He was given a second chance initially on this case by being offered a delay. He chose not to take that second chance and instead made the decision to leave his probationary terms, commit another felony, and did not return on his own. He also was granted another gift by not being.
Please tell me you're bored with this like I am. That's boring me. I thought it was going to be better. Let's go here. Sorry, guys. Sometimes things aren't as good as you hope they would be. You don't know. Never know. Never know. Okay, this we know is going to be good. All right, here we go.
The one thing I'll say, I have my client here on video. He can identify himself if necessary.
Is this dude again?
I'm gonna
Have
just
we
put
seen
my
this?
camera on, so.
I think we've saw this one.
This is a first for me.
It's a
Yep,
first
we've
for
seen
the
that
high
one.
supervisor I just spoke to as well.
Wow.
This is.
Ms. Milo and Ms. Jones.
Okay, so Ms.
So
Jones,
these are you.
Milo, and Jones. Okay. Down here. All right. Good morning, ladies. Ms. Milo, you were charged with theft. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. And Ms. Jones, you were also charged with theft, facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. Both of you guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 46 days and 47 days respectively with credit for each of what you have here. Both of you need to understand that these charges will go on your record. They're going to end up there and be there for the rest of your life. What you also need to understand that these
Welcome,
are
alternate
enhanceable
juror.
offenses, meaning that number one, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail from now on. Number two, if you continue to pick up theft cases, at some point they're going to hit you with a felony offense and you're looking at years instead of days. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So, Ms. Milo, you have a total of 3 cases that are open. You have a theft, you have a failure to identify oneself as a fugitive from justice, and a criminal trespass, which are both of those are Class A's. I'm assuming both of those will be dismissed in exchange for your.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is this how you understand the agreement?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of theft?
I plead guilty.
I will find you guilty and I'll send you to the 46 days, credit for the 46 days. On motion of the state, your 2 other cases will be dismissed. And Ms. Jones. You also have a multitude of cases open, just the 2, right, Aaron?
Correct, a trespass and a theft. She's playing on the theft, trespass dismissed.
Is this how you understand it, man? How do you plead to the offense of theft? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty and I will send you to 47 days in jail, credit for the 47 days that you've done. Your other case will be dismissed. Guys, really? How's jail fun?
No, sir.
You're going to be looking at a lot more time next time. You're looking at a minimum 90 days from now on. So, come on. All right, good luck, guys.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, guys. I knew I was going to have to split this stream up into 2 parts today because I have a hard stop. I need to go and help my mom. They're getting ready to go out of town for the holidays, and my papa's 90th birthday is on the 28th of December, and we are having a huge party for him, and I have to go help her do something before she leaves. And then I will come back later on today. We will continue the Festivus later on. I might try to find something better than that. Maybe I'll find some better sticky things. And then we'll be live later on this afternoon or this evening. Please come and join me then. I apologize, but it's Christmas time and everybody's schedules are whacked. So with that, I will see you guys in a little bit, and I hope that y'all have a great day. Thanks so much for joining. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. Till next time, take care.